Welcome to Just Picture It. I'm Fung, and tonight we're going to just picture one of the most precious assets of our entire lives, our bodies. Our guest tonight is Sheena Nadeau, who is a fitness expert with 10 years of work and education experience in physical therapy and personal training. Sheena earned her BA in sports medicine from the University of the Pacific and has worked at highly innovative gyms and greatly respected physical therapy clinics before she enrolled in the Doctor of Physical Therapy program at the University of Southern California. Sheena holds certifications with NASM, NESTA, and Booty Bar. She currently runs a practice in the Silicon Valley and works with clients at their workplace or home while earning her master's in health and exercise research at the University of the Pacific. But wait, wasn't she working towards a doctorate at USC? What happened? Well, after excelling in anatomy, biomechanics, and therapeutic exercise, she saw a problem. Sheena felt an overwhelming passion for preventative measures, for she would rather work to make sure the body did not get damaged in the first place. And she found that her doctoral training was repairing damaged bodies. So she made the courageous decision to focus all her efforts towards fitness and trainer education. After all, why wait until the body gets damaged to fix it? We don't wait for cars to break down before maintaining them, after all. Welcome, Sheena, and thank you for caring about our bodies.
Thank you so much for having me, Maylin. I really appreciate this opportunity to be able to just picture how the body actually looks when you're in pain and how we can actually change this. As Maylin was just saying, our bodies are a lot like a car. You know that you have to get your car aligned. You know that your tires are going to wear differently if you hopped over a curb that one day and now your back tire is lifted a little higher, points inwards a little bit. You know that that tire is going to wear differently and not down the center like the rest of your tires. What this ends up doing is not only does it damage that tire, it wears down that part, that joint of the car in the rear where the tire is attached. It also has effects on the efficiency of the engine and the rest of the tires as well, not to mention the excess costs that come from having to continually repair that tire without aligning your car first. The human body is a lot like this. We end up having a lot of hip pain, knee pain, ankle pain, shoulder pain, and back pain because our bodies are not balanced and aligned with the connective tissues that connect our entire body in one piece. Next picture, please.
Can we have the next graphic? The graphic with the spine, yes, great.
A lot of back pain and neck pain are interrelated, and most of our spinal pain actually comes from poor posture. And we're going to get into that with some great pictures to really show you what your posture is doing to your body. Next graphic, please. This is a real-life example of a woman who carries bad posture normally. This is what she's used to. She's used to the hunched over shoulders, resting on the hips, bringing the hips forward, and just letting the hip bones and the joints here take all of the weight as she stands. Okay? What you'd like to see is that more upright. The ears are over the shoulders, over the hips, over the knees, and over the ankles. Next graphic, please.
So, Sheena, let's talk about why does this matter for us with our bodies? It's not just for currently preventing pain, but it's actually making sure that our bodies are working for us, 10, 20 years from now. So let's look at that graphic again.
Sure, so here what we have is what your skeleton actually looks like with that same posture that we just saw. What's going on up here is that these lines are showing you the different areas of excessive stresses that are being placed on the body. These areas of excessive stress are asking for injury. Whether it manifests in your 20s or in your 60s, the problem lies in keeping this as your muscular programming your entire life. Whereas being here, where, again, everything's nice and lined up, you see how all these lines here are allowing equal force to be distributed throughout the entire body through the joints. On this side, this is where we're getting into what's causing migraines, shoulder pain, low back pain, one of the biggest problems that everybody has, and hip problems.
So when we're looking at our bodies and we feel pain, that's really a sign that we should be doing something, because otherwise it could manifest itself and get worse. I mean, you know, that whole thing about when the nail was lost and then the kingdom was lost, one thing can trigger another thing. And so can you explain about how we can keep maintaining our bodies so that we can make sure that we don't go down that slippery slope?
Sure. One of the key things here is to start moving, because without moving, you're not going to be able to strengthen any of these muscles up here. And what we end up doing is we end up relying on what's called our connective tissue. This is just fascia. It's a rope that basically connects everything in your entire body together. When we allow our body to just hang on this rope, like this posture here, or using the ends of our bony joints to hold us up, we end up losing muscular ability, we lose our muscular density, and we allow just pressure on bone. And allowing this pressure with bone on bone will start to wear and tear. It asks for early onset of arthritis, and it also decreases your ability to even use the muscles and lubricate the joints that we have there. The more you move, the more lubrication our joints are going to get, the more blood flow into our muscles. We reduce our aches and pains, no more tendon pain, ligament pain. Everything stays nice and youthful.
So movement is the key. Let's take a look at the next graphic. The movement helps with the blood circulation in such a way that it just keeps everything like grease, right? Like you're lubricating the thing so that it keeps going.
Yes, and a great example of that is in our spine. What we have here this is the side view of the bones in our spine. This right here is in a posture that we see that's related to a flat back, where the hips are tucked under and we're rounded here. What this posture does to the spine is it creates too much pressure down the column. This is where we have our squishy little intervertebral discs. Those are our shock absorbers. Without our shock absorbers being equally dispersed as we have in this picture right here, where everything is equally dispersed amongst the entire spine, this right here is a top view of those bony pieces of the spine that I was explaining. We're putting too much pressure and we're asking for herniation. Now, with this posture right here, this is where we're arching our back too much, like this, allowing just those bony processes that stick out back here to jam on top of each other. Now, not only are we creating that bone-on-bone friction, there's multiple joints that can be bone-on-bone friction in your lower back. And there's a bunch of reasons why you're going to end up with having pain. So many spots to reduce the cartilage and the movement. That's going to lead to every single one of the spots on your back is going to lose its ability to rotate and its range of motion.
So I'd like to stay on that picture for a little bit longer. You know, in the sort of naive view, can we look at the previous graphic? Yeah. You think, oh, maybe we're supposed to keep our spines completely straight. But what you're saying is it's the picture on the far right that is the correct and natural curve for the spine.
That's right.
Can you explain it a little bit more for those of us who don't quite get it yet? We're trying to hold our spine straight, but actually we need to maintain a kind of curve.
Sure. The spine is truly amazing in its design. Each of the little vertebrae pieces, and we know these by these little bony parts that stick out in our back here, those are related to each of these vertebral units. And each of them are shaped differently to be able to handle a certain amount of weight distribution. And when our back is completely flat, this doesn't allow for maximum rotation, arm extension, and leg movement also. So with our spine, we're actually supposed to have three main curves that go outwards. There's the back of the head here, in between the shoulder blades, and the flat part of your tailbone. These should stay lined up all together in one straight line in order for us to maintain what's called a neutral or aligned spine, not flat or not arched.
Thank you, Sheena.